Hello, good evening. Welcome to Club Call. It's Wednesday, 15th of October. There you go. You've got the date. You've got the time. It's on you now. Isn't it? I was listening to Kim Pembe there, but you made us, cut it short. So you could have a swig of coffee.
Who made it short?
I'm waiting for Kim Pembe.
I don't know this song, and what I've heard of it, it's awful.
Just hates fun, Ped.
Terrible.
Doesn't like Christmas jumpers. Doesn't like.
I like Christmas jumpers.
Yeah.
I'm advocating for Christmas
what do
jumpers.
you like, Ped?
I'm advocating for your Christmas jumper. I am advocating. I want to put that into production and let the people decide.
The people will love it.
Your Beto Christmas jumper.
The people will.
I want
it.
the people to decide.
The people will love it.
I feel like for premium members, we should show them tomorrow.
The people
I reckon we
love it.
just should show everyone now.
Maybe not.
Why not? Why are you ashamed of
It's a
your Christmas
belter.
jumper? It's beautiful.
Needs work.
Does it need work?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good.
I think it's a great idea.
Oh. Jingle bell block. Oh, people.
I just think,
People want that.
why are you worried about releasing a Beto Christmas jumper?
I'm not worried
belter.
about this in Bethlehem.
It's great.
It's a belter.
In fact,
Fuck what?
I made them look.
I feel like we're creating a monster.
I know.
We have.
I had a lot of
Christmas
fun.
jumper monster.
Yeah.
No
a lot of
one
fun doing
wants
that.
to see shady. No one, what are you saying?
No one will want to see Beto anymore if James gets his way with this jumper.
Belter. It's jumper's
You
tremendous.
made this worse than what it is.
The jumper's tremendous.
Yeah.
What's happening? Hang on,
you-
James, what's happening? Because you've just said, hang on.
What?
Yeah, you should
Oh, I thought
hang
you
on
were
like
doing-
you were
Oh, no,
doing
I
something.
think Ped's made this sound worse than what it actually
Oh, yeah,
is.
it's a belter.
It's a good no, but people are going to have other
They're
thoughts
not,
of what this
they're
jumper's
not. It's
going
an
to be like.
absolute belter.
Yeah, but you're the one who was stopping the idea going into production.
I'm not stopping any, and I've got them all ready. On my
Oh, have you got them already? I've got them already.
Go. We've got about 8 Jack Grealish ones.
Everton are wearing their kit on Saturday. They just posted about it
debut,
again.
isn't it?
They
Great.
posted it last week, but they've just posted it again. So there you
I
go.
thought it was. I'd got a thing today saying that it was.
Very nice.
There was 30% off the kit,
Okay,
something like that. Anyway.
nice. Well, there you go. It's
Nice.
they're wearing it.
20% off.
20% off.
Gone live promo before its debut this weekend.
Nice.
The
Looks good.
yeah.
Looks good.
I like the third kit.
If you buy the third kit and the mix that,
I like it,
and the code is COYB20.
Coib 20.
So
Nice.
just knock yourself out with that.
There you go. I do. I quite like it. It's good. It's good. It's not as good as the second one, but it's good. It's very, very, very good. Did you see Njai's goal last night, by the way?
I did, yeah. I posted it on our
Tremendous,
feeds.
wasn't it? Tremendous. Very, very good. Very good. So it is Club Call. If you are a Toffee TV Premier member or a YouTube member, you can call in and get your points across.
The club call. Just made that up on the spot. No reference to any other song ever made in history.
You're going to make a jingle for every show now.
Might do. You're putting songs in my ears. So I'm just basing it off that.
If you come up with one as good as Kim Pembe, we'll go with it.
It's dead easy. It's just people singing other people's names. It's not hard, is it? Write a song, lads. Who's in the squad?
They're the
I've
lyrics.
done it where it sounds good though.
Lee Dixon. No, he's not in it.
No.
I've just been asked to go on Sky tomorrow morning to talk about Lee Dixon.
Come do it. Go and destroy him in a nice way.
No, I'll just call him an enemy of the people.
An enemy of the people. I like it. I like it. Very much the opposite of the people's champ. Yeah. There you go. So have we got anyone waiting,
We
James?
haven't.
No? I honestly thought we would have someone who was
I
there
thought Fletch would have been in.
waiting, but fair play.
No, Fletcher's
Fletcher's probably
having his tea.
having his tea. No, but his mum gets very annoyed if he's not
Have
ready.
me tea, mum.
It's very annoyed. Doesn't she? If he doesn't, when she says your dinner's on the table, if he doesn't respond immediately, she gets very annoyed. He does though, doesn't she? Felt very aggressive the other week.
What didn't feel aggressive?
Well, it was
aggressive.
aggressive.
Just tap twice for if you're in trouble.
Let us know, Fletch. Let us know.
28.
Let's be having you, says, all right, guys. So finally, it's been put to bed that even though we've known for all these years now, I guess the only question is how many clean sheets can he keep the streak going for? Oh, and by the way, Lee Dixon is not a very nice person, but we've all known that for years now, haven't we? I am paraphrasing, obviously.
I don't think we should make the streak a thing because you'll just get disappointed. You'll be like that fella when an Undertaker got beat. Remember?
Well, he's had 9 clean sheets on the run. I mean, that's
Who's
enough.
he playing next?
That's enough, isn't it?
Who's he playing next?
If only there was a
Right,
way
that's
to
it.
find out.
Playing twice next month, aren't he? If
The
the
next game is against Serbia and then Albania.
Yeah.
Ooh, Broja.
He should really have 11.
Should do.
Michael Kearney says there's a Toffee TV XL times 3 or 3XL Christmas jumper on eBay now.
Get it.
There you go.
I mean, get it if it fits
Actually,
you.
yes. I've just found it.
Collector's item. Which one is it?
The Hafnia one.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
$29.95.
Someone found a Toffee TV t-shirt in a charity shop in like
I
somewhere.
like that.
I was like,
I like that.
we're doing our bit.
I like it.
Everyone's doing their bit.
I like it. It's helping going in the charitable case. Help. I like it.
There's a lot of Toffee TV stuff on eBay. Yeah.
Fair
The
play.
Street End hoodie.
Is there?
Nice.
The Rotterdam 85 hoodie.
Nice.
But they should all buy it new, shouldn't they?
No, let people do what they want. They've bought it. It's theirs. It's out in the world.
No, but if someone was going to buy one who's watching,
No, I mean, if you want
it's up
to, if
to
you want
them,
something
a brand
brand
new
new,
one,
then
yeah.
buy it off us. But if you can't afford to buy it off us, then buy it off eBay. I've got no issue with that, James. It's a bit snobbish of you. Got a bin, have you?
Got a
Put the
bin.
advert up on it.
Have you?
What are you doing then?
I put the advert up.
Oh yeah.
Gimp
No, but that's it. If people can afford to buy it off us and want it brand new, then buy it off us. If you can't afford to buy it us, then get it off eBay. Get it. Help someone else out who bought it. Help yourself. I have no issue with that.
Yeah,
That's-
I agree.
That's the circle of life. But if you want it brand new and you know where it's come from, and
Like Jenny from the block.
do
Do it.
then that's what you do. But
Do it. James just gone with how should Everton line up against Manchester City? I mean, didn't inform us, but there you go.
I like that kind of
I do,
stuff,
yeah.
though. Do you know what I mean?
It's just, if we knew, it'd be helpful. that
But
was
then
all.
again, I didn't know yesterday that the news was going out at 5 o'clock. So that's just life, isn't it?
He's just surprising people, isn't he?
He just does stuff off his own.
Well, just
That
do it.
Beto jumper, I mean, again, that's a
Something
classic case of it.
I mean, he put the news out last week without a thumbnail, so you have got to
be
keep you
fair,
on
yeah.
your toes.
Keeps you on your toes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like,
You've got to check.
are you still checking my work? Which really we shouldn't have to do,
But we are.
but we still have to. 'Cause-
I think I do great work.
Like, no one's denying it.
well, you're not.
I feel like Ped's denying it.
No, I'm not
I'm not
denying.
denying it.
I'm not denying it. I've literally bigged you up over the Beto jumper, and you won't put it out there to the public.
I will put up this book.
Okay then. I'm just saying.
BC Banana says lineup won't change too much. Probably still be Illy on the left, Dibbling on the right, and Alcaraz at striker. Alcaraz won't be in the striker. will he?
I don't think so.
No,
I can't imagine it.
I think it'll be. Well, Dewsbury all will be back in for Grealish, won't he? So whether it's a straight swap and he ends up playing Dewsbury all on the left. Doubt that, but he could put Jai on the left and Dewsbury all back behind the striker and leave Dibbling, or he could take Dibbling out and put Charlie in. He did very well against Palace.
And tactically, you could see him doing that anyway because
Yeah,
it makes us a little bit stronger.
Got
in
to try
midfield.
to be. They're going to try and have 10 men behind the ball, aren't we? And make sure there's not big holes for City to play in. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to go with an attacking lineup.
No.
So it is Man City. We have to remember that as well. As much as we should go and have a go at them, we do have to be sort of appreciative of what the talent that they still have. They're not terrible, are they?
Yeah. Got Haaland.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Damien Hagan says, I can't believe the backlash Pickford has gotten after one stupid commentator said something stupid. What backlash has he got? Has there been a backlash?
This is what we've said, isn't it? It's like, no, I think it's probably more to do with radio stations that talk about sport.
Oh, trying to talk
Like,
nonsense.
yeah, keeping it going. And that was always the danger of Everton putting something out. But Lee Dixon's been doing this for
They've
ages.
got to put something on.
It's a targeted attack against from Lee Dixon against Jordan Pickford. That's the biggest thing. It's not whether you have an opinion about a player. It's a targeted attack every single game.
Yeah.
And that's the point. This is not a one-off. He did it said something the game before. He says something he can't help himself. He never gives him any praise, which is fine. But then just leave it at that. Then don't have to give him praise. It's mad.
How does he still keep getting work?
I have no idea.
That's what's a bit mad. He doesn't bring anything
He's not
to the
like
party,
a modern player, is he? He's not
No,
a
but he
modern
doesn't-
player.
he's not even
and he's
engaging.
dowy.
That's what I mean.
Dowy.
He's not
And he's not dowy with the funniness stuff like a Roy Keane.
He's not. Yeah, but you can say, oh well, he's not a modern player. Well, Ali McCoist is older than Lee
But
Dixon.
but
Ali
he brings
McCoist's
joy.
unbelievable.
But he brings a joy.
Yeah, but
to
he's
it.
good. He's a good co-commentator. He's good at what he sees. He informs. Lee Dixon doesn't. Lee Dixon just goes on about David Seaman. I can't David Seaman or David Seaman. But that's what he goes on about. That's what he loves. Make it that what you will. So there you go. Yeah, it's boring now. Just continue.
Well, it won't be boring tomorrow morning on Sky Sports
Go on,
News.
after the play.
Hey, you're having that, Bob?
Sophie says Danny Murphy. Yeah, but Danny Murphy, you can't listen to Danny Murphy and have any sort of thing, can you? You can't. Nobody surely takes Danny Murphy seriously. Nobody. You cannot. The man hasn't got a Scooby about football, so no one can take him seriously. Surely, he's a good footballer. He's a terrible pundit. So again, take no notice. Take no notice.
To be fair, I've heard what Danny Murphy said on TalkSport. It wasn't even that bad.
No, but I mean,
To be honest, he just said he wasn't one of the best 3 goalkeepers in the Premier League, and that's all he said, really.
But
So don't go all. People shouldn't go all in like raging about people.
I'm not raging with Danny.
No,
I just mean I don't. When I hear him talk, it doesn't tell you anything that no one, people who haven't even watched football.
In general, he's just like he comes out like he's this thing and he's not. But what he said about Pickford, I don't think it should be taken in the same context. He basically said he's worded it in the way we said before, which is like he's not up there. But then it's like, but the top 3 are amazing, and it's like, but that just shows you the caliber of goalkeepers now. So it's not. I wouldn't jump in with like the 2 feet. Let's concentrate our efforts on Lee Dixon and hounding him out of his job.
No. Before we go to the line, because we got someone waiting, Sam McPartland says we require a Jack Grealish Christmas jumper this year, please. So there you go. That's what we're all working on. Jack, he's one of them.
Oh my God, there's about 12, Jack. What we're doing is we're just taking the edges off. James is taking the edges off. We've come up with a kit one. We think we're happy with the kit one. We think we've done a kit one, and then James I want his better one. I think it's really interesting.
There's a few.
There'll definitely be a Grealish one. And again, it's like it's getting it right, because you don't want to just throw things out and then people go, that's crap. And you want people going, you done a Jack Grealish, but it could have been better. We want to work on this. And James is basically give up work basically this afternoon just to make Christmas jumpers.
Yeah.
And no one even asked him to. That's what was mad. And he had plenty of other work to do, which he's just left, and now we're running behind on many, many things.
Are we? I must say. Right, we're going to the line because we've got Annabelle waiting. So,
And Annabelle waits for no man.
she doesn't wait for any man, so here she is.
Go on, Annabelle. Sorry.
Hello, Annabelle. What do you want to say?
Good evening. Well,
Good evening.
while you've been talking, the idea that Sam has of a Jack Grealish shirt, I'm sure will go down very well with a certain section of the punters. But the thought
Whoa. Stop right there, Annabelle. Who are we talking about here?
I think the female fan base will be very happy.
You're not allowed to say, no. You're not allowed to say that, Annabelle. Oh, no. If we said that about one of the women's team, they'd be murder. Absolute murder. Come on. No.
But as a bisexual woman, I've got no problem saying it about the women either.
And there you go, Pet. You're undone in 1 second. 1 second. That's all it took for Annabelle to unpick your arguments like that. Annabelle, just carry on. What would you like to say?
Well, the thought that came into my head about a Jack Grealish shirt would be certainly...
I don't want to know.
It's got to be Jack Grealish as the Grinch.
Why is he
spoiling the opposition's Christmas.
Oh, you're having that? I can't get back up.
Well, that's your own
I'm
fault.
on Baz for a
I
second.
can't get back up. No issues whatsoever.
Fair play, Annabelle.
Yeah, fair play.
Fair play. We are. Yeah, that's not what we've got, but
No.
you know what?
We just had pictures of his calves.
That's just on your phone.
He does have terribly nice calves, and his thighs are quite nice as well.
Again, if we said this, we'd be
Fair play, Annabelle.
We'd be
But I'm
destroyed.
sure you haven't
I've-
called just to talk about Jack Grealish's
Absolutely
calves.
not.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm finally a Premier member, so thank you to the person that arranged that for me.
Good. Welcome.
And I did comment on Premier earlier, but I'm going to say
You
it
did?
again on this.
Go on.
That Lee Dixon, wow. I don't watch the internationals anymore, but I happen to have a Coventry City fan here who wanted the game on, so I put it on, and I was busy shopping because why would I bother watching it? But when Lee Dixon said it, I just kind of turned rather aggressively and said, "What did he just say?" And said Coventry City fan thought that my eyebrows may have resembled something of a former Everton manager, Mr. Ancelotti. And I may have used a C word that I would never consider using on your show.
I'm glad to hear it, Annabelle.
Catalyst.
Glad to hear it.
Catastrophic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair play. Fair
But
play.
yes.
Yeah.
But I've just finished watching Tuesday's Live with Charlotte. And I was going to talk about the Everton women because I was very disappointed by that performance at the weekend. I don't think it was up to the women's best performance that they could have given. I do think that there are definitely issues with Brien Sorensen, and there have been for a while. And I think Pep made a relatively good point, and when he said that he gets
Don't believe that.
more grace than a man may have in the men's team, because I think, yes, I think the women's teams do cut their managers a little more slack, and I think we do need to start becoming a little more ruthless, although I don't really want to get as ruthless as we have been with some of our managers. But I do think that, 9 players in for the women, much like the men's, in that, there was an awful lot of change and tumult over the summer. But unlike the men's team, the heart of the team had been decimated. And it's not the first time it's happened to the women's team. I've written articles about it in the past where I've said that, if what happened to the women's team in the past had happened to the men's team, there would have been rioting in the streets. And then when it did start happening to the men's team, there were protests in the streets. And I think we do need to get a slightly more professional operation when it comes to the women. We have to concentrate more on getting better managers, but that's an issue throughout the women's game, full stop. And we also need a lot more research to be done on the way that women's physiognomy works with football, because there are so many injuries, so many more injuries in the women's game, especially the ACL. We've got to find out what it is about the woman's physique. And also, it does look like women who are wearing boots made for women, of which there are a few now, do actually get fewer injuries, which is an indication that there is something about the women's body and the way that it moves playing the game that is different to the men's.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. We haven't got 2 at the moment, haven't the ACLs? I think it's 2. So at least 2 anyway. So, yeah, there is an issue.
And it's an awful injury to get. I mean, anything in the knee, it causes so many problems. And And then you've got all the knock on that happens from a knee injury, because you then start favouring the leg that isn't injured. You get misaligned muscles. You can start having problems with your ankles and your hip. There are so many complications that can come from it.
Yeah.
So I do think that is something that needs to be concentrated on far more.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think we've said that before. Actually, it really is a big thing, isn't it? When you hear how many women get ACL injuries, it really is a problem that needs to be dealt with, which doesn't seem to be being dealt with at all. In fact, I actually, and I don't know the stats for this, but I think me and Baz were talking about this last year. There seemed to be just for a little bit, there seemed to be a rise in ACLs overall, didn't there? And I was wondering whether the pitches had something to do with that, because we seen Mangala's at Brighton, where he.
Yes.
And the grass now has this weave in it, doesn't it? So you feel like the boots don't have too much give now, and you just wonder whether there's a part of that in the larger thing. But the women, obviously, it is physiology because too many women are getting them. But I think your point before that is quite interesting about. I often look at. I know there'll be people listening now going, "Why is even talking about the Everton women?" And that's fine if that's nothing to do. If people don't want, but I do think it is an interesting part of the football club that. People don't have to pay too much attention on the football if they don't want to. But I feel like how it gets run is important for the whole of the football club. I feel like I've said this a few times about Roma as well, about like keeping an eye on Roma and just seeing how things are done there, just as a larger way of just looking at Everton as a whole as well.
Yes.
And I think now that they have moved to Goodison, which is obviously a big thing, it is about the other side of it now. It's about paying attention and seeing whether they do are a club that is run professionally and run in a certain way to the standard of the whole of what we'd expect of Everton Football Club. But I do think that is an important thing. It shouldn't be a case of Everton women are just like left behind. Oh, you've been given your ground and you're sort of separate from us now. I think it is really important. I think it's important to keep an eye on. And I think that's why it's important to keep an eye on the situation with the manager as well, because, and as I said yesterday with Charlotte, it's like, if that was the men's team, he'd be getting chased now. And of course, the pressure of Everton women to Everton men is completely different. But if you're going to run, like you just said, a professional outfit in a professional way, and you want the best for the football club, and you have brought in new players, are they going to be as ruthless as they were with the men's team when they came in? And if they're not, why not? What makes it different? And I think those professional standards are really important to have if you're going to try and be the best. And I think all of us, anyone listening now, whether they pay attention to Everton women or not, wants the best for every department of Everton Football Club, whether it be the under-21s, the women's team, the men's team, no matter what it is, we want to be the best. And I think it's really important that the standards of Everton women are taken up to the point of like the Goodison Park is, we make sure that is honoured in the right way. And I've heard some reports of the state of the ground at the moment inside, missing seats and all that kind of thing. I think it's really important that we do everything to the best. Now, of course, it's early days very much with the men's side of things for the Freaking group, and of course for the men's, we've only just got the behind the scenes stuff sorted this week with Nick Cox coming in. So it'll be the women's that got their new CEO last month, I think it was, or the month before. They've gone to Goodison, but it's been a terrible start really for the new regime, other than the win at Anfield. It's been horrific.
It has been awful. And the thing is that playing at Goodison puts a whole new spotlight on the game as well. So when they were at Walton Hall Park, it was so much easier to ignore, even easier when they were in Brien and all the other places that they played, because people just didn't notice it. Now I've been interested in the women's game for a very long time. I've said before that, for me, as a girl growing up, although I was born after the ban allegedly ended, I was still being kicked off of parks in the early 1980s, and my brothers were allowed to play on because they were considered men's pitches. not for girls. And
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to play football at school.
Mm.
You know, it's not that long ago.
Yeah.
Everton Women were only founded in 84, I think.
It was after that, I think.
Um,
It was Lisa. It was Liso. They took over Liso's,
So-
the Liso. So it was probably founded. It was probably Liso in '84, but I don't think it was Everton
Yeah.
until like the
90s.
'90s.
No, No, it wasn't Everton. I think
Yeah.
until 96.
Yeah.
You know, so it's been a very long time
Yeah.
that women haven't been able to play at the kind of standards we ourselves would want to play.
Mm.
Because as women, we're not looking for charity. We're not looking for special pats on the back for, oh, you tried. That's
Yeah.
not what we want. We want to be taken seriously and doing the job properly. We also want to play a game that we all love. And yes,
Yeah,
most of us love the game from going and watching the men's football with our dads.
Mm.
But I was very fortunate in that I had women in the 80s who took me under their wing and showed me women's football. So
Yeah.
I have been involved in women's football for a long time. But I think that, yes, Goodison Park puts this highlight that wasn't there because it is Goodison Park and because it now puts us into a whole other echelon. But unfortunately, the way that the club has been decimated on multiple occasions
Yeah,
and with players
absolutely.
being sold. I remember when the game was first becoming professional, the way all of our players suddenly went to Man City because we weren't paying them. And
Yeah.
they had a top opportunity. So it was God, now the names have gone out of my head. But you had all these amazing players. The lady that's on the
Well, you had
programme with
half of the England team basically
Yes.
over the years have played.
Well, the England team used to be made up of Everton and Arsenal players.
Yeah.
And Everton, we could never quite compete with Arsenal, but we were going toe to toe with them. You know, we were regularly second in the league to Arsenal. We were getting into finals. I've seen us play in FA Cup finals. So, you know, that's not happening now. And that's because the team has constantly been the Cinderella part of the club. It's been cast aside and no money's been put in. And players have always had to leave for better opportunities. And
I think
I'm hoping that now, with American owners, we're not going to see that now because women's football is so much bigger in America. So I'm hoping they are going to take it more seriously. I'm still really disappointed by the way the WSL has been set up because I think it's been set up in a way that mirrors the Premier League in all of its worst ways rather than correcting some of the mistakes. But that's the way it's been set up. And now it's its own entity. There will be no changing it. So we're just going to have to play with what we've got.
Yeah. I think the bigger picture to all this is, like, number one, we want to see, like you've just said there, we've seen this before. Just if anyone, like, what, 5 or 6 years ago, Everton did the same thing, didn't they? They brought a load of new players in, and there was loads of excitement. And then halfway through the season, they sacked the manager. I think it was not long after Baz probably interviewed them. Or was that a different time? But they brought in a load, and it never worked, and it was like, and then because it was run by certain people who shouldn't have been running it, and then all the players ended up leaving again, and it feels different this time. But I think it has to, like, the proof's in the pudding, isn't it? But one of the things I would say is, just to a larger point is again, I can feel a lot of people probably going, well, why are you talking about this? But again, it's important because Everton women will be for a lot of fans and a lot of young fans and a lot of girls will be the first experience they get of watching Everton now, whether it be at Goodison Park or whether it be going to Hill Dickinson Stadium, and they're the next generation of supporters for the whole club. And I think people have got to remember that as well. It's going to be more difficult for people to go to games at Hill Dickinson because of the the cost of tickets,
Yeah.
and because of season tickets. It's going to be harder for those kids to go the game like we used to. It really will be. And if this is the first exposure they get to Everton, and this is how they become an Everton fan, that's really, really important. I think people have got to remember that Everton women can be the gateway. And Charlotte was saying yesterday, and James was been to the games, of how many young families were there and how many young kids were there at the game. And if that means those kids get Everton shirts and Everton kits or whatever bought for them and become... That's really important to the larger picture of the football club. I think Arsenal fully understand that, and a couple of other teams fully understand that. It's like you can grab fans abroad who mightn't even watch men's football, but might become women's fans first. So for the larger picture, it's really important that we start challenging, and we don't, like you just said there, the same cycle doesn't happen again where you buy a load of players, it doesn't happen, so you just go, oh, we can't be bothered with this, we're gonna move on to the next thing. So
Yes.
that level of professionalism has to be there with the women's team. That is looks like it's happening at the men's team. It hasn't always been in the men's team, but it looks like
we need a one club mentality for a start. Where we stop thinking of it as women's football and men's football, and we just think of it as football. But we need evolution, not revolution, constantly. Because we have to grow each season instead of constantly having to catch up. That never works.
Yeah.
And in both the men's and the women's game.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right, and that goes across both teams, doesn't it? That goes across both of the men's and the women's team. We have to have that mentality that we want to be the best and put those things in place. And that's what I was saying before. That's why the women's teams are an indicator for me, as I said, keeping an eye on them and seeing what the standards are. And obviously the Freaking Group come in and bought players straight away from them because they had been decimated by the previous regime. There was no money spent on them, so all the money was out. And you could see, even last season with the women's team, it was like all the money went out of them, and that was a good indicator of where we were as a football club. And maybe now seeing them buy all these players is a good indicator of where we're going to go as a men's team as well. And obviously we bought players, so it is worth keeping an eye on it, just even if you're not even interested in women's football. I think it is important to just keep an eye on it and keep an eye on the deals that are being done and the kind of...
because it's the canary in the coal mine.
Yeah, it is. It's important. It's important, as I said. It's still Everton, isn't it, at the end of the day? So,
yes.
There you go.
And as you've said, it is the gateway to getting people involved. I've taken men to women's games, and I have to say to them, no, we don't shout like that at women's games. It's a more positive environment.
Yeah.
You don't swear like that, first of all, because there's a lot of children around. But it is a more positive environment, and it is a more football loving environment than I think than sometimes I experience at men's game.
Yeah. Well, we're all a bit jaded, aren't we, us men? So, and women who go to the men's games.
Well, I think the last 3 decades have certainly beaten up Evertonians who watch the men's game, because it has been a thankless task.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I will let you get on with
Thank you, Annabelle. Great call,
Annabelle.
Thank you.
Keep smiling.
Have a good evening.
Take
care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Take care. Bye, Annabelle. Bye. We've got Jonah waiting next, so let's go straight to Jonah. Good evening, Jonah. What do you want to say, mate?
Is there like a thing in my microphone, like a noise?
No, are you? No, you're all right. We can hear you. We could hear you. We could hear you listening to the previous caller then, but that's gone now. Go on, you're all right.
Okay. Well, I was just going to answer the question of the 11, so the starting 11. I think this is
go on, mate.
This is the game where you could probably do a lot of things. I mean, you could even do 3 at the back and maybe put Dewsbury Hall wing back, and there's a lot of options for this game. But I think I'd probably actually go for Diblin on the right wing, to be honest. I think Diblin and Diar off the left, because I think that's his best position. I'd probably go for Barry, even though Beto had a better performance, because I feel like this might be a bit of a Liverpool situation where Beto plays well, then he starts, and then we can't get up the pitch for the
Yeah.
first half, and then he gets dropped again. So I feel like this is a game where we have to kind of trust Barry's ability and that he is better at holding the ball up.
Mm.
Dewsbury Hall has to come in because of the control.
Yeah.
I'm a bit concerned about Garner Gay because he's played 2 games in a what like 2 days, two games in a week, and then he would be playing again. So maybe I don't mean he has to start, but we might have to manage him a bit.
Yeah.
But I just think we need to start playing Diblin because a game like this is, I don't like to say a free hit because you want to try and win every game. You want to try and get something out of every single game. But um, if he's not getting games like if he's not getting games like this where Grealish literally cannot play and we'd be playing
Mm.
someone out of position, we'd probably play Alcaraz wing, and Alcaraz on the wing is it's just it's not his position.
No.
He's quite poor there, to be honest. He's probably actually better off the left than he's off the right, but he's not going to get
Yeah.
in the left over in DI. So I think you've just got to play Diblin, and I think that would probably mean that Alcaraz would have to be on the bench. But you
Mm.
can't sacrifice the balance of the team for um, just because Alcaraz has had one good performance. But I would potentially probably play Alcaraz against Tottenham because I think Tottenham is a team that we can get at. But Tottenham, Tottenham are. I actually think Tottenham are playing as well as they actually are. Like the players they've got, I think they could be even better, and I think they'll continue to improve. That
Mm.
arguably could be an even tougher challenge than Palace because obviously Palace are great, but I think Tottenham have a better team than Palace. But Palace
Mm.
play better as a unit. But what would you go for though for the 11?
I think the back four will be the same.
Yeah.
I don't see Branthwaite coming in yet. I think if he's fit, he'll be in for Spurs, I imagine. Keane will be out. This weekend, I get your point about Dibbling. I do get your point.
Yeah.
If it's a game that David Moyes thinks we're not going to win, then why not give him a go, sort of thing. But I don't think he'd look at it like that. So I think Alcaraz will come in for Dibbling, and I think Dewsbury Hall will come in for Grealish. He'll be straight back in. That's the easiest one. And I do get your point about Barry, actually, as he didn't have a good game against Palace. It was the worst I've seen him in terms of his hold-up play. But I do sort of get your point because there's been occasions when he has held the ball up really well and linked the play really well. It is a tricky one because does he just leave Illiman and Jai where he's been playing for us and stick Alcaraz off the left with the least changes, you know what I mean, and put Dewsbury Hall back into the middle? Does he take, does he leave Dibbling in, like you've said, and put in Jai on the left and Dewsbury Hall where he was sort of playing as well? So it is a tricky one, really, because it's give Dibbling more minutes and also someone who carries the ball, or is it someone like Alcaraz who's gonna do a job for the team as well, and who he probably trusts a little bit more than Dibbling? That'll be the flip of the coin, I think. I think personally he'll go with Alcaraz, but I do get your point. This could be a game where he does sort of play Dibbling and without really losing anything, and more likely to keep hold of the ball. And someone's made a really good point, James Graham has made a really good point there. Beto's just gone and played 2 international games as well, where Tierno Barry hasn't played any. So Tierno Barry might arguably be fresher anyway without the travelling and all of that. So that might play into your points as well, that he might be better suited for this weekend.
I mean, but I actually kind of maybe going back on my point because, as I said, that we should play. I was thinking maybe start Barry and Dibbling. You probably can only start one of them because I just think, in terms of just the balance of the team and who everyone's used to playing with, we saw when they both started against Palace, there just seems to be like no cohesion within the front line. That partially because Njai was playing as a 10, who I don't think is really a number 10. I think his best position is off the left wing, to be honest. I still don't think he's at his best. I still think the first the first maybe September to December. No, September until when he got injured under Moyes was probably his best, and he was
Mm,
brilliant. I still don't think he's quite at that level. I think he's
mm,
probably a bit more creative off the right wing, but I want to see him getting more shots off every game. That'll be the big thing this game is, can we put them under pressure? Because if we just keep conceding possession and we're not getting the ball out and we're not getting shots on away on target, then they'll start just running the game. I think
mm,
we're quite lucky that Rodri's out, to be honest. But obviously
mm,
they have some other great midfielders.
Mhm.
Um, what's his name? Nico Gonzalez. I remember at
mm.
Goodison
Good
last
player.
season. He's a
Mm,
good player. He's really good in the air. He wins a lot in the
mm.
air, and I think
Yeah.
so.
Oh, they've got it. Listen to the top side. They
Yeah,
haven't. They might not be perfect right now, but they seem to be getting the results again. Okay, they had the terrible result at Brighton. They controlled the game and threw it away and ended up deservedly losing. And then Spurs beat them 3-0 at the Etihad, which was a crazy result, really. But they could have scored lots of goals that day as well, and Spurs took the chances and got a great result and deserved the win in the end. But City are a really good side. Haaland's probably in the best form he's been in. Scoring 2s and 3s, it seems, at will at the moment. So this isn't a game where we can look at and go, no, I can see us going there and winning. It could happen, teams do it, but if everything goes the way it should do, we'd all expect City to win. But I think for Everton right now, and this is what I think Pet may well be on the same page as me here. When we talked about this season, and we said this last season actually when Moyes came in, it's about getting a level of performance that you know Everton are going to turn in every week. And a lot of weeks that'll yield you points, and there'll be some games when it won't, and sometimes it'll be because you're just not good enough on the day because the opposition are better. Or it might be because you have one of them days where you're at the post, at the bar, and it won't go in for you.
Yeah.
But if it's a level of a 6 and 7 every game, then that is real progress. Sometimes the points you'll get more points in a game you don't deserve, and you know what I mean, and things like that. And other games you deserve to win and you haven't got it. And we've sort of done that a little bit this season. I think the other lot from across the park have majorly done that. They've won games they probably haven't deserved to win. That happens in football, but it's about Everton performing. And if Everton can get to a thing where we all know as a fan base that every game the opposition are going to know they've been in a game and we're going to carry a real threat, then that's when you start becoming a team that does finish higher up the table, a team that does maybe get into a European place and things like that, because you can count on points because you know your performance is gonna warrant that, and therefore you can then start planning your future because you get players in then who can come and fit into that formula you've got, but obviously are better players, therefore can decide games. I think that's when you know. I think that's when you know you're arriving. And I think that's all I'm looking for this season, is making sure that Everton try to perform at that level every single week and do perform at that level most weeks. And I think if we do that, that is how I will measure progress this season. Pet?
Yeah, I think we have to go to City and not be stupid, basically, don't we?
Yeah.
We have to not be stupid, and I don't know we can go. See, I think City are in a great position because I think last season they started so well, and when Rodri got injured, they didn't have a clue. And I think this season they started slowly, but they're getting better and they're getting a little bit tighter. I think the goalkeepers are massive out, and I think he actually helps Haaland because I think they're a little bit more direct now. And I think Liverpool losing those games is closed the gap, and Arsenal they're still very much in a title race. They know
2 points behind Liverpool.
that's what I'm saying. They're very much in a title race, and
they've
they
got them in
know
a few weeks.
and they know that it's a case of stay tight and win games. And I think that's not a bad thing for us either, because I don't think they're in that sort of like all guns blazing. I think they're in a little bit more of a professional sort of get the job done mentality. Does that? So I think for me personally, I'd go tight, and I'd have someone like Diblin coming off the bench for the last half an hour, And I'd have players hopefully ready to maybe come on for an Adesina Gay with half an hour to go. I'd still start him. Whoever plays up front's a flip of a coin. I really think it is. But I think it's for us. It's like getting through the first 30 minutes, the first 20 minutes, whatever it is. But it is still Manchester City. It's about who's on the bench just as much as who's in the game.
Look at City, they've scored more and conceded less than Liverpool, who are the champions. Haaland scored as many goals on his own as we have as a team so far. They got Donnarumma in, who's excellent. You know, so this is still a team that it's a top team with a top coach. Yeah. And if they do click and get right, it looks like they're getting into the groove now. Yeah. So we have got to be careful.
No, we have to. It's a tough game. I don't think we have to play like we have to be in that position where we have to play Diblin. I think he's still. We've watched him in the last game, and you're right. I get what you say that when's he going to play, but I think Moyes might be looking at him as softly, and then when we lose in Jai, because we're going to lose in Jai for the best part of 2 months. You know, the African nations starts a lot earlier this year, I think. I think it starts more like middle of December. So, and they're Senegal are one of the favourites. You know, him and Adesina Gay aren't coming back for a month or so, 6 weeks. And who knows what kind of condition they'll be in when they come back. Will they need a rest when they come back? So, for me, it's a case of maybe softly with Diblin, and then hopefully that you're looking for him to be ready, really ready for those games when Njai leaves. So, and that's part of that is knowing when to put him in and how long to put him in for, and is his confidence going to be hurt, and how much influence he has on the team. So it's going to be interesting. Listen, whatever the manager decides, I think Alcaraz will start. I could see maybe just like a flat midfield with Alcaraz being part of that, and maybe Njai not even playing wide as such, more like a floating role behind the forward, and then having 4 midfielders behind them, almost just creating a barrier with Alcaraz, and not even having like wingers as such, Alcaraz and Dewsbury Hall and Adesina Gay and James Garner. And being more like a traditional 4-4-2, which Njai can drop into, because that's just Moyes, isn't it? It is knife to a gunfight time. Let's be honest. We know that's what Moyes does in these kind of games. So, but no, I take your point on Diblin, but I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't worry too much about like Grealish is only going to be out this game. He's going to be back for the Spurs game. So it's a case of just coming up with a plan for this game and seeing what works.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think Diblin starting on the bench, that wouldn't be any issue at all. I think coming off the bench, yeah, like you said, that could actually be really good. He could offer a lot coming off the bench, especially if we're behind. But I think the one thing we've not really taken into consideration is if O'Brien, I'm assuming, will play right back. He's going to be up against Jeremy Doku, and Jeremy Doku will tear him a new one. No,
Doku's in great form. He really has seemed to have stepped up from last season. He's got a little bit more. There's a more sort of, when he picks the ball up, he seems a lot more. He looks like he knows what he's doing. Whereas last year or the year before, it was just like seemed like off the cuff. Now there's a real purpose to the way he plays. I don't know what else we'd do there, if I'm honest, just by looking. You've just talked there. Seamus has just played. He's played 87 minutes and he's just played 65 minutes. And I don't think anyone wants to see Seamus come and go up against Doku either, if we're honest.
Whoever plays there,
it's going to be tough, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. That's where whoever plays in front of Jacob Brien is going to have to work really hard, and I'm not sure that person is Tyler Diblin now. I think he's got to concentrate going forward, and that's why you might need. He might play James Garner on the right. He might play James Garner on the right hand side and ask him to be a protection. No, but like you looking at it, you're thinking who's going to play there? Why, you could have James Garner on the right hand side, but he's not playing as a winger. He's playing as a right hand side midfielder. He could do that to give him the protection. And on the other side, more like Dewsbury Hall or Carlos Alcaraz is playing as
It'll be Alcaraz.
a narrow midfield. That's what I'm saying. It's a narrow midfield with Njai working ahead of them and giving sort of the left and right. There's options there, but it depends what the manager wants, isn't it? If he's just trying to play on the counter attack, I just don't feel like he's going to go one in, one out. I think he's going to make changes anyway in terms of like how we play, because it's Manchester City away.
Yeah, I think when you say that, I think Alcaraz has to play them because he's the only real player in the team that can actually counter attack, because he's the only one with real kind of energy and pace. Whereas Njai's not rapid. Better all right. Barry's all right, but we've got no real pace still in the team. The fullbacks aren't particularly quick either. But Alcaraz last season was really important, particularly the away games. Like I think about the Wolves away game, Brentford away, Palace away, Newcastle. Newcastle was probably his best performance when he scored. I mean, he has a lot of pace. He's probably the best ball carrier in that kind of position. But he probably will have to play in the wing, but he'll probably end up coming inside on the counter, and then maybe someone will have to take that place.
Well, let's be honest, we're going to play deep, aren't we? And that, going back to Jacob Brien, that's going to stop the space in behind for Doku to run into. So that's one of the things we're going to do. We're going to play really, really deep, and we can't play any other way because Taki, if it's Taki and Michael Keane, let's just say they've got no pace, so they're going to have to play deep. So we're going to play deep anyway. So that might stop Jacob Brien getting caught out by Doku, because it's not a foot race then. It's more of a, go on, see if you can beat me kind of thing. And Jake's a big fella. And Doku, if you can sort of stop that pace that gives Doku the little head start for the run, then... So it's going to be a classic Moyes sort of game, isn't it? Get men behind the ball, fight for your life, and hope that you pick up a chance. It's not going to be too different from last season from that point of view, and we got a draw. You just have to hope that. They're not like in one of their little spells where they're just we've got the goalkeeper, we've got the defenders. It's just keeping them busy at the other end of the pitch, isn't it? So it's giving them something to think about. I think that's the most important thing. It's going to be a very tough game.
Yeah, I mean, a draw would be a great result. I do think we can get out their centre backs, but because they're not particularly fast and they do play quite high up. If Beto plays, we'll need him, battling and putting them off like he did against Palace. Yeah, but I mean, it's like you say. I mean, especially at home. At home, I think we've got a chance against anyone. But I think. I think, like you said, Baz, the real evidence of growth will come from if we start putting in performances in games like this. Whereas before we were always under pressure in games like this, where like Man City fans would be looking at, we've got Everton at home next. That could be a banana skin. Might drop 2 points, and like a Brighton or even a Brentford under Thomas Frank, who have been they won there 2 seasons ago. So, just becoming a side like that.
At the end of the day, right? It's a progress thing, isn't it? We're building. We got a point there last season under Sean Dyche, and we were doing nothing. We were hanging on, trying to stay in the league, and we went there and we survived and Jai scored straight after they did. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't have got back in it. And and we hung on, and we ended up. We had 2 breakaways. We might have won it, but there was no evidence of growth. We were hanging on. We were getting relegated with them. We were. So if we went there Saturday and got beat 3-1, I wouldn't think, well, we got a point last year and now we've lost. It's about what we do when we're there, and what we have to do, for me, is just get up to a certain level where I can see us know comfortably that every game we play, we're going to be in. And then it'll be the quality that decides it. And then we build on top of that quality by getting better players. And then you think, if you can stay in those games, these quality players we've got now will flip it in our direction. But even if Everton were 2nd, 3rd in the league and a team capable of getting into the Champions League, this would still be a really tough game. So that's the way I look at it.
The thing about these games it's your bench that often decide these games now. It's your level of your bench, because you can keep these teams quiet for 60 minutes and even play well for 60 minutes and be a threat at the other end. If things are not going well for the opposition like this, and they look at their benches and change 3 or 4, the quality's so much different. Where our quality just isn't there. It's got better, but it just isn't there.
They still might have another the touch and go on Mamouche, aren't they? And Nori, who I think's brilliant for them, but he's been injured. They're not sure if he's going to be available. So if those two are still missing, that'd be a big boost for us as well. But you're right, it's what they can bring on and what we can. But at least our bench is getting stronger, and we proved that against Palace, didn't we?
It's not the worst time to play the Armada, because I know we've mentioned players who've played abroad, but they've got more players who've probably played internationals than we have. And I think there's always a little bit of randomness to games after the international break as well, where teams haven't trained that much, so haven't really done much homework on the opposition as such. So it's always a good weekend if you're good at set pieces. Sadly, we're not. So there you go.
We'll see. We'll see. Got to hang on in there and see what we can do. See what we can get.
Yeah,
nice one.
Oh, sorry.
Go on, mate.
No,
go on.
If you've got another point, go on, mate.
I was just going to say, what do you think about Dewsbury Hall and Ireland? Do you think he'll get in that team? Do you think he'll do that?
Oh, he'd get in the team. He'd be the manager of the team within a week. Never mind get in the team.
No, not get in the team. Like, do you think they'll end up calling him up? Is what I was asking.
I think it's his decision, not their decision, mate.
Isn't it?
Ireland need as much help as they can get. They're dreadful, like absolutely dreadful. Like I was watching it on Irish TV last night, and afterwards, the 2 fellas they had in the studio were just like, Seamus Coleman is a level above just because he has a brain. He said everyone else just seems to be like, He said Seamus is just calm and collected, and everyone else is just like running around going, what do we do? What do we do? And I think they need more players of that level. Like, it's totally on him. And I talked about it yesterday, saying, well, the fact that it's the Euros and the Euros are getting played, obviously, in the UK and Ireland, what a fantastic opportunity for Dewsbury Hall to play, even if it was just for one campaign, for an international team to qualify to play, in Ireland, possibly Hill Dickinson, at Wembley. Who knows, you know what I mean? And obviously there's more chance of qualifying for the Euros than the World Cup. And if they're looking for more players like him, who've missed maybe the boat of playing for England or whatever, then why wouldn't you? I think he'd be silly not to. I think he's not going to get called up for England. That position is well stocked, and is well stocked for the next probably 10 years for England. So for him, I'd do it. I'd take that chance, even if it's just, as I said, for just leading up to the 2028 and having one go at playing in the Euros. Why wouldn't you test yourself? Great opportunity for him. But it's on him. I don't think it's anything to do with Ireland. Ireland are desperate for players like him. So we'll see what happens.
Do you think that Evan Ferguson, do you think we should have gone for him, seeing that he scored again for them?
Well, I mean, he hasn't scored yet for Roma.
Is he not?
No, he hasn't scored. I think he's played seven times. I think 5 of those are starts. He hasn't scored yet.
Hasn't he scored this year?
Wow.
His goal last night was great to see It was great to see a play when Ferguson, number 9, scored a headed goal like that.
He just missed the sitter just before it. Missed the chance. I seen somewhere.
I watched them against Portugal, and he wasn't particularly good at holding the ball up. But last night he took his chance and he buried it. And
20, isn't he?
And listen. Who knows what'll happen with them? The link is there now with him and the Freaking group, so who knows what will happen in the future. He's still a Brighton player, of course. So I'm not sure. But he's one maybe. It might come round again. It might be one of those things that comes round again.
Yeah.
Nice one, Jonah.
All right, Jonah. Cheers, mate.
See you later.
All right.
Ta-ra,
Take
mate.
care. Ta-ra, mate. Ta-ra.
Cheers.
Any on waiting, James?
Nope.
No one waiting. It's a quiet week on the old club call.
What's going on there?
Quiet week.
Hello, fellas.
Tierno Barry wasn't eligible for France under 21s. The reason, he's 22. The reason why he could play in the Euros is he was 21 when that tournament started, so that's why he was eligible to play in the Euros. He's not now for the 21, so therefore that's why he's not been playing for them during this break, really. I just seen a good point is that someone made is that Jake O'Brien might, I think it was Sophie, Jake O'Brien might actually be needed to play centre-back at the weekend.
Yeah, good, yeah, we don't know, do we?
We
We don't know.
with a rib injury against Palace.
James Garner.
Not heard anything, of course, so we don't know. I mean, Michael Keane, for all I know, has been training all week and has not numbered him. So, but that is, he did go off. He did have to leave the pitch.
Flip side is Brantwaite could be back.
Jared Brantwaite could be a mail and roll. We've heard nothing about him. I'm expecting him to be fit for this weekend. Danny Church says Haaland's got 24 goals in all competitions so far this
don't
season.
believe you. No one could possibly have scored 24 goals in October. It just couldn't have happened.
On Premier, Daniel Church says on certain social media sites, people saying Pickford is average. He's playing against part-timers.
Yeah.
But then also keep saying Harry Kane's banging the goals in and giving him loads of praise.
Yeah.
So
That's
is
it,
it,
that's
is
it,
it
isn't
just
it?
the same thing?
That's the thing. That's the
David
thing.
Eeyore says Dixon loves semen. And Tink says, all right, lads, I've got a spare ticket for an Everton Stadium tour on the 31st of October at 12:30. If any of our Premier members want to go, they can email Tink's. His email address is there.
There you go.
And Michael Kearney says Lee Dixon needs to get over the fact that he'll never have semen in his face ever again and leave Pickford alone. So maybe he's missing playing with David and everything that entails, and he just needs to get over it. Jez says, joined a bit late, but Annabelle raised some great points about the women's game. I was at a talk about sports data the other week with 2 other Blues as we go to events in London together. A fella from Raw Stadia was talking about how women's physique and the laziness of boot manufacturers in making women's boots by simply pinking and shrinking is part of the reason they end up with ACL issues. Only designing boots that accommodate their different gait will they avoid more of this.
God, pinking and shrinking sounds like something that happens to men in the winter.
Daniel Church also says for 35 minutes, first 35 minutes will be crucial. If we can keep them from scoring, it might get their fans moaning and we could nick the 3 points.
I'm not even sure their fans are capable of moaning. I think they only have one setting.
What's that?
Just going to Oasis gigs.
Good. Yeah, I've got good fans, City. They've stuck with them no matter what. Gary Wall says, I watched the USA beat the Australia game.
Sorry, say that with...
Give no more context.
Say that in English.
He watched USA v Australia.
When did that happen?
Don't know.
Last night.
Must have been, yeah. Canada played as well, didn't he? And Canada.
That was a 3-way game.
For 3, just that 3. Just went, listen, is anyone that bothered? So we just have a 3-way game and just see what happened. Just played 45
Americans
minutes
might be
against-
bothered.
Joke. Obviously a joke,
It was at
wasn't
2 o'clock this morning.
And what was the score?
America won 2-1.
2-1, yeah. Did
Right,
Canada draw
scored
0-0?
Canada, 1 sec.
It just feels like...
Yeah.
Oh.
Against Colombia.
Yeah, I had seen the 2 results actually, 2-1 and 0-0, yeah. So fair play, Gaz, fair play. I'm glad you watched it. I mean, you are United States of America citizen person, aren't you? So it's your country. Well, I don't know what Gary Ward gets up to.
In relation to what?
In relation to living in, the basement. Hello. He could be doing anything nowadays.
I honestly don't know where this
He's
is coming.
enjoyed the USA-Australia game. I'm glad
It's
he
like
did.
that you won.
He said, yeah, it was last night, won 2-1.
Fair play to you, Gary.
Not only was he our Memphis 909 roving reporter.
901.
909. Was it 901?
901.
901.
901, wasn't it?
Memphis, when Tim was there, he's now just updating us on.
Does this mean, because I noticed this with American followers saying American people, that America are going to win everything now. It's like when they win a game, they're going to win everything. They're the best team in the world. And when they it's such a weird thing. Not everyone, but I've just seen this. It's like there's a real, they win games. It's like, yeah, we're going to win everything. And then they don't win a game. And it's which happens more often. It's like, sack the manager, bring back Jurgen.
Bob Bradley. Ian, get well soon, mate. I know you're still suffering from long COVID. Get well soon. And Annabelle says the more recently successful teams have 2 sets of starting 11s that they can call upon, as well as half a dozen other good quality players, and we just haven't been able to compete with that strength. You're absolutely right. You're right. But what can we do? Go there, give it a go. We'll have a plan. Everyone's going to need to play to the plan. And then people need to take the opportunity if they're given it, don't they? And if that's Tyler Dibbling, if it's Tieno Barry, if it's Merlin Roll, whoever, it'll Boonham, they've all got to go and do the job and make the manager, give the manager something to think about, because I don't think too often they haven't done that, whereas against Crystal Palace, Beto and Carlos Alcaraz did give him something to think about when he come on. And it'll Boonham, to be fair, he did well when he came on. So
Yeah.
this is a tough game now and again. I know people will always talk about winning. You know, if we can go there and win, that's fine. But this is a really difficult game. These are a top team. If we get a result, brilliant. If we don't, is it the end of the world? No, we have to pick ourselves back up. Got another tough one after it in Spurs at home. But it's at home, and Tottenham are a good side, got really good players, but they're a team that we can beat. We beat them last year. They're, last season. They're a team that we can beat. We'll have to play well to beat them because they are a good side, but we're at home. It's a different game at home, and this is how we go along. And then I think it's Sunderland away, which would be a really difficult game on a Monday night, but they're a promoted team, And then I think it's Fulham at home, isn't it? Which should be 3 points, even though they're a good side as well. But their games you've got to be looking at and winning. And then it's the next international break, and that's all we can do, play in those pockets, can't we? Because when we come back from that international break, it carries on right the way through. Then
Strap in.
It is, though, isn't it? It's games thick and fast. And, me and James were looking before, and we've got Forest twice in December in the space of like 2.5 weeks. Which I never like those kind of games. It's just rubber, and it'll be Dyche
as well, isn't it?
Well, it's the options are Sean Dyche or Rafa Benitez.
It would be both of them. With
One of them will do the first game. One of them will do the second game.
Whoever does the first, they'll be sacked by the second, won't he? So we'll have one against Dyche and one against Benitez.
Oh, Notts Forest on a with Dyche.
He's gone nuts as well. If you take Dyche or Benitez, we're going to start calling you Notts Forest.
It does anyway.
Anyway, that's what they're called, Notts Forest. They've always been Notts Forest. This Nottingham stuff.
You've called them lots worse than that.
Yeah, they're a gang of...
Nah, don't.
I'm going to nest.
Let's just leave it.
See you next Tuesday.
Let's leave it. Yeah, right.
Where is he?
He's on detention. His mum sent him to his room. And you know what else he's done? Because he was really naughty, his mum's pulled out the Wi-Fi.
Oh.
And he can't connect.
I was wondering what you were going to say then.
No, the Wi-Fi. Annabelle hasn't been back on the phone, so our minds are still fully on the job. You know what she's like. Annabelle can knock us onto a different path.
He was a me.
Mama's magic. What an opera.
What an opera. Sadly taken away from us.
Has it been taken away from us?
I don't think you can watch it anymore. I don't think you're allowed.
You can.
I don't think you can.
If I put it in YouTube, would it not be there now?
I think morally you shouldn't be watching it.
I don't think I have since we watched it and laughed at it because it was so... Yeah, but the thing was, we weren't ever watching it admiring artistic talent. We were watching it taking the piss. It was horrific.
I still don't
How is it real?
I'm not sure. I just don't know.
How was it real?
I don't know. I just feel uncomfortable. Are we still allowed to watch P. Diddy stuff? Not that I want to. I'm just asking the question.
P. Diddy. No, you shouldn't have been watching that when people said you were allowed to watch it. Terrible. Make sure you hit the like button. Get that likes over 100, please. Laziness that we can't entertain.
I'll be missing you as you do 4 years.
Wouldn't you have to pay Sting $3,000 a day or something for that?
No, mate, he'd be paying Sting more on it now.
He will have well and truly been stung.
We've got a different kind of sting in the neck.
How long's he in there for?
4 years.
Is that all he got?
Well, wasn't for what? It was.
No, I know, it's just something else.
It was like trafficking. Not trafficking.
It wasn't trafficking, but
it was taking people over state lines or something. I don't know. I didn't say pay attention. Yeah, if he'd had an opera with midgets in, then maybe I would have.
But my body. Yeah. What can you say? Too fat to kayak says, greetings.
What a name.
I know. Greetings, gentlemen from America. Up the Toffies. Come on, you boys.
I like to think that's probably one of the only places you would kayak.
In America?
No, but we canoe here. Don't we?
We could probably kayak.
No, we don't kayak here, we canoe. It's a very different vibe. Do you know what I mean? We don't get the kayak house and go up like the river and there's like bears and shizzle knocking around. We go up the canal and then there's a barge and a fella go, will you move the bloody canal? Canoe, please. It's my right away.
Move your canal.
It's my right away. That's what they say. I'm going to
moved into a house.
I'm going up to Leeds. I've got a very important appointment in Leeds. It's like, can't you drive? Why would I drive? I've got the bloody canal.
What's going on?
That's what they like.
And that's what you get if we got in our canoe.
Yeah, so we can't get up a kayak.
Okay.
But my body can't fit in a canoe or a kayak.
They probably could.
Maybe.
They probably could. I'll just do a final refresh on Premier League.
Oh yeah, well, there's just a little story.
Oh, go on.
Apparently, the Premier League clubs to vote on controversial salary cap next month. Proposals would limit spending on wages and transfers to 5 times amount paid in prize money and broadcast revenue to bottom club. But of course, Manchester clubs oppose it. Of course they fucking do. One of them can't pay for kids to wear kits, and the other one have got more money, literally, than God, and they oppose it.
I mean, haven't you got more money than God?
No, God's got loads of money.
Has he got loads of money? Our currency or his own?
No, but the people who represent, no, they go, I'm God's thing on earth. Well, there's also, I'm God's banker on earth, and he's literally driving a gold Lamborghini around.
Doesn't he just whiz it up, though? He doesn't need money.
No, that's God. I'm talking about people's representative of God, if you believe in that kind of thing, on earth, which is the Catholic Church.
Basically, what Ped's saying is God's got people here.
They've got money, haven't they? The Catholic Church aren't exactly. They got when they get new statues, like they don't go and the fella goes, "Do you want gold?" They're not exactly going, "No, are they?" They're going, "No, I want platinum." Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know gold better than platinum.
No, platinum better than gold.
I know as a card, but as actual thing.
As an actual, it's more precious, isn't it?
Precious platinum. Fair play.
So the Catholic Church aren't struggling, are they?
Are we saying that they're God's people? Or is there other people?
They've basically...
Is there other people, though?
I can't...
What I'm saying is there other people?
I can't speak for any of these people. Yeah. I'm not religious.
Okay.
So I'm not speaking...
How have we got to God's people? What was it? Oh, the salary cap.
Yeah, the salary cap to God's people. It's an easy segue,
it's an
boys.
Easy segue, yeah.
Jesus.
I don't know why.
This is how my mind works.
I don't know why.
But my body...
Have you not took your Ritalin for today?
I've had 2 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. I mean, why oppose it? Why oppose it? Do you know what I mean? As I said, the Manchester clubs have got one of them cries poverty
because they don't they want to keep everything for themselves.
Yeah,
that's why.
But there has to be something, doesn't it?
Yeah, but they're not. You're talking from like a protecting football perspective, or trying to make it more interesting, trying to let people.
I think this is much better.
And being able to do it,
but
right?
It doesn't hurt them, does it?
They don't, because they just want their own thing. They don't want anyone else trying to break into what they're doing. They would love it if you went, look, tell you what, you lot are always the big 6 and you do everything, you win all the games. The others are just playing their own league. What do you think? And you can have their points. And they just be like, Sans, I don't care what they're doing. Whatever. That's all they're bothered about. They're not looking going, what would make the league better.
But I just don't think it...
They've got that much of a run on everyone. Wouldn't matter.
I just think it's mad.
But Gary Ward said the USA had a terrible run of form around the Gold Cup, but there seems to now be some improvement.
Who've you played, Gary? Who've you played? Nobody. That's who you've played. And when it comes to the World Cup, you'll be destroyed. In the first game, get out. You mightn't. You might be all right.
And Cooper Saws says, all right, boys, I'm feeling confident for the match on Saturday. I've got a decent record at the Etihad, and I'm going again this weekend. To me, if we concede an early goal, as long as we stay in the match, I can see us scoring and getting a positive result. I like that. I like that positivity. Keep the belief going. And Rod Ross is saying, what opera?
Oh, if you've never watched, if genuinely right, forget about what you feel about the fella, right? The R. Kelly opera is unbelievable. It's like it's cut up into parts on YouTube.
They're still up there because remember, like,
It's just unbelievable. It's like a modern opera, and it's I said no. I said yes. I said yes. She said no. This fella's finding out his missus is having an affair, and it's just unbelievable where it goes. And it's all serious, though. That's the greatest thing about it. It's like if it was done in this country, you'd go, that's a complete piss take. But it's not. It's all done with like a straight face.
Just go and find it.
Oh, my
Rod,
God.
go and find it. The R. Kelly opera. Go and find it. It's, yeah. There you go. And your ma is a big heifer. Says any chance of City getting their 115 points deductions.
Don't let your man near a kayak.
Quite a few people have said that they use a kayak. Martin Davenport says we kayak on the Isle of Wight, lads.
No, you don't. You're from the Isle of Wight, though.
And James Graham says I fish from a kayak.
No, you don't. You fish from a canoe. Stop giving me alternative facts.
Rod Ross says he's lived the sheltered life. Go and look at it. You literally got.
He can
YouTube there.
He can
Just have a
say
look
what
at
he
it,
wants. I
then
want
just watch
proof.
it
And
go,
when I get proof,
"Oh my
I'll
God."
still have to check it for AI. Because you can come up and say anything you want now. Say anything you want. I've seen pictures. I've seen videos of the Queen wrestling with Einstein this week. I've seen it having a box.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, that was real, James. Yeah. I've seen Princess Diana have a boxing match with the Queen.
Have you seen Stephen Hawkins?
Yeah,
The,
yeah, I have.
Yeah.
So you can say anything you want
he has
now.
a bad landing, to be fair.
Yeah,
doesn't
he
on
does.
it,
He
but,
lands badly.
You know, he's got to get that sorted because that's not good.
Do you know what?
Right.
Know why he did it? Because he could believe he could fly.
See you tomorrow.